The happy dreams the Holy Spirit brings are different from the dreaming of the world, where one can merely dream he is awake. His happy dreams are heralds of the dawn of truth upon the mind. They lead from sleep to gentle waking so that dreams are gone. This is Alison Anton. You're listening to the ForgiveNest Podcast for A Course in Miracles, your place to explore ACIM topics in meditation, healing, and your special function in forgiveness. I've done a few episodes now on how A Course in Miracles is a process, and that we reach goals and milestones along our way through time. Another way to say this is that we go through stages in the dream of time. This episode is another one of those, but we're focusing on how waking up from the dream forever isn't the first goal. Most of us are probably a long way off from that. And if you happen to be a Bodhisattva, you actually may even choose to stave off the goal of waking from the dream completely until the very end of time. We'll talk about that at the end. One of the first milestones the Course would have us reach is to realize moments throughout our day when we say, I'm dreaming this. And there's actually no workbook lesson that has us literally repeat the statement, I'm dreaming this, but essentially that's the notion underlying all of the lessons. I'm dreaming this, or something similar, is also a word cue that's common in lucid dream practice. Probably some of you have done lucid dreaming work. I started to get pretty good at it in my 20s, but it was a lot of work, so I stopped practicing. But in lucid dream work, when our bodies are asleep at night, and we as the dreamers recognize within the dream, I'm dreaming this, that moment in the dream can be profound. We don't necessarily wake up from the dream we're having, but we wake up in the dream we're having. And that's the point, because from that moment on of recognizing we're dreaming, the dream is experienced in a very different light. As we lucidly look around the room in the dream, knowing we're dreaming, we might see the same things we see when we're awake in our bodies, but we see those things differently. Specifically, we see that everything's connected to our mind, or in our mind, and not actually outside at all. And what's so funny is that we all seem to acknowledge and accept that nighttime dreams are in our mind, but we have such a hard time even considering that what we see in our daily life or our daily waking life is also a dream in our mind. Lucid dreaming in the context of waking up in our nighttime dreams isn't the topic for us today, but waking up in our daytime dream is. And as I mentioned, one of the first goals in A Course in Miracles is simply to recognize that we're in a dream. It's the first goal because it states the problem, or at least the symptom of the problem. Recognizing the situation for what it is always the first step. In Chapter 2 of A Course in Miracles, there's a 4-step practice that has come to be called the correction of fear. And it starts with, know first, this is fear. It's a statement of what it is. Just that first step helps us learn to identify fear in all its various emanations. For the purpose of our talk today, we can say that our practice starts with, know first, I am dreaming. And like the fear practice, the more we recognize this throughout the day, it helps us learn to identify the dream in all its various emanations. At some point, we realize the dream didn't stop somewhere and then pick up again the next time we recognize we're dreaming. We learn we've been dreaming the entire time. We just didn't recognize it as a dream. I said before that lucid dream work was really hard and laborious for me. Just like getting ourselves to wake up within our nighttime dreams takes diligent work, so also does getting ourselves to wake up in our daytime dream take a lot of work. Both cases require mind training, and we all know that that takes time and energy. If we put enough time and energy into it, though, the dream starts to change as we recognize we're not only in the dream, we're making the dream. And this is the next step in both contexts, actually. We somehow chose this. We chose to be asleep and dreaming versus awake. Step 1, I'm dreaming this. Step 2, I'm choosing to dream this. And of course, the next step from here is obvious. Now that we recognize we're the makers of this dream, what do we want to do now? Someone practicing lucid dreaming might just have fun with the fact that physical laws don't apply in a dream. They might fly around, move through walls, or manifest things. Maybe they'll control things or use it for personal or spiritual growth, or maybe even to gather ideas on the astral that might somehow be useful in waking life. Those of us practicing A Course in Miracles have goals too when answering the question, now that we know we're dreaming, what do we want to do here? If we're aligned with Jesus and the Holy Spirit, and hopefully we are if we're practicing, that next goal is always forgiveness and extending love. Let's go back to our opening passage again. I want to break it down and look at each sentence, and I'll also add one sentence back that I took out previously. Let's start with that first sentence. The happy dreams the Holy Spirit brings are different from the dreaming of the world, where one can merely dream he is awake. He's saying here that this is the typical experience of the dreamer in the dream. She doesn't know that her waking life in a body is actually a dream. Then here's the one I added back in. The dream's forgiveness lets the mind perceive, do not induce another form of sleep so that the dreamer dreams another dream. When we recognize we're dreaming, and from there choose a better way than our previous use of the dream, we've stepped off the trajectory of ignorance that perpetuates a fear-based dream. We're still dreaming, but from here, the dream starts to change. He goes on, his, meaning the Holy Spirit's, happy dreams are heralds of the dawn of truth upon the mind. They lead from sleep to gentle waking so that dreams are gone. So as we go through the Holy Spirit's gentle process of waking us up, we learn to forgive in the dream, extend love and miracles in the dream, to see each other as perfect equals in the dream, and also recognize the holiness in everyone. We're still seeing dream figures of bodies in front of us, but we now learn to look beyond that, beyond the dream to the holy beingness of the dreamers, including ourselves. And from there, miracles come. A miracle story for someone who has woken up in their nighttime dream might be flying from here to there or walking through walls. But our miracle stories as dreamers who are gently awakening from our entire daytime dream, which of course also includes the nighttime dreams, our miracle stories are of healing and of being truly helpful to others, as they go through the process of being gently awoken by the Holy Spirit as well. Most of us aren't ready to believe yet that physical laws don't apply in our daytime dream, just like in our nighttime dreams, like walking on water or raising the dead. But does that even really matter? Because we're certainly ready for all kinds of other miraculous things, like healing and experiencing more love and seeing our lives and the lives of others we extend healing to change right before our eyes. As we wake up gently like this, we eventually see clearly it's in our nature to be of service to the other dreamers, just as so many were and still are to us. We now join the crusade to help everyone awaken. And this leads me back to what I said before about the Bodhisattva. In the Psychotherapy Supplement to A Course in Miracles, there's one passage that says that even some of the most advanced healers, really advanced healers, ones that are nearly ready to wake up from the dream entirely and leave it forever, are so dedicated they choose to stay here in the dream, holding off the final steps to freedom so they can use the timeline to help others wake in the dream. It very much reminds me of the Bodhisattva concept in Buddhism. If you're familiar with that, I think you'll find this passage interesting. This is regarding individuals who have ceased their own judgment to such a level that there is no order of difficulty in miracles, but are consciously holding themselves back from attaining the final step so they can be of service to others. Here's what it says. There are some in this world who have come very close, but they have not accepted the gift entirely in order to stay and let their understanding remain on earth until the closing of time. They could hardly be called professional therapists. They are the saints of God. They are the saviors of the world. Their image remains because they have chosen that it be so. They take the place of other images and help with kindly dreams. It makes me wonder if any of us one day, maybe this lifetime or maybe many lifetimes from now, will choose to stay in the dream of Earth until every dreamer has awakened. That's dedication. Will we all naturally choose to do this? If so, there's no way we could fail in this crusade. And I'll leave you with that to ponder. I'm Alison Anton with the ForgiveNest Podcast for A Course in Miracles. It was great talking to you.